Welcome. Welcome to American Alpha Male. I'm glad you're here. Blessed that you're here. All I ask that you do is participate in the question I'm going to ask. Give me some feedback. Let me know what y'all like. Let me know your dislikes. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of those zombies. If you had to get rid of your name and create a new one or go by a new identity, what would you choose? Not gonna front. Be curious to see what some of y'all stuff is. And we're not talking about some crazy names unless that's really what you always wanted. I think personally, I probably, if I was gonna change it just to mess with people, I might go by Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent. You know, shout out to DC. But can the latest lady be called out by the women of the past, the women who want the marriages? The reason I broached this subject is because if we as men have been told to call out other men, oh, by the way, it's still July. It's still July. It's still January 4th, by the way. Just want to let y'all know that. Some people may feel that I'm lying about that, but it's 6/25, January 4th. Let me do this. What is today's date?
It is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022.
All right. I'm still going hard. But can the latest lady be called out? And that's one of the things that the zombies are going to try to attack. And I'm going to tell you why they're going to try to attack that mindset. Because they believe that it will be going against their freedoms. When it's no, you are able to do what you want to do. The fourth generation of feminism, or the fourth wave technically, is just the sexual wave. The one where we had to suffer you. The one where we had to sit here and go, where you seen the manager sit over there in this restaurant in Georgia and had to tell these women, hey, stop shaking your butt in public in my restaurant. And they got mad at him. They wanted to discriminate against him. They wanted to call him out. You couldn't believe the BS backlash that this man got. They were calling for the firing of this manager because nobody wanted to see butt cheeks as they was eating exquisite salads. The latest lady, the hypersexualized fourth wave, she is ruining this. And when are women going to step up and say, these are not a part of us? We don't accept these women. Or will you walk around doing the so-called slut walk? Can we do this then? Can men walk around and vehemently broadcast, hey, horny boys? Can we do that? We're constantly, this is what the men are doing. I can't tell you what the dudes and the boys are doing, but this is what the men are doing. I drew my line in the sand. I let people know this is American Alpha Male, but in order for yourself to be considered an alpha, I called out the dudes, the boys, and you could not sit with the men. So if I can do that as a leader of men, shout out to the Alpha Army, rise up. If I can do this to the men, I have to ask you the simple question. Who will step forward and serve? Will an army be raised of women who will stand against this bullshit? For some odd-ass reason, women believe they own us. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I own you. In my community, we get told this all the time, that nobody can understand you like a woman with the same pigment as you. Bullshit. The only person who can understand is a man with the pigment of me, not your ass. The fuck have you done? You don't know what your son goes through. I don't know what my daughters go through. All I can do is lead and teach from the experiences in which I have to help them amass enough money and teach them how to be subservient to their husbands so that they're not sitting on the couch with dumbass latest ladies and griping about the men. No, hell no. I will fight tooth and nail against that bullshit propaganda that they try to sell. And I'm going to do it in a way where I have to deal with my daughters myself. My daughters have never been yelled at by me. My daughters make fascinating grades. My daughters have certain freedoms. But my daughters are responsible. Yeah, they slip and they make mistakes. Yeah, I get on their ass about it. But one thing I don't do, I don't call them out their name, and I get to them to a point of understanding so we can get to the root cause. Let me ask you, who the fuck invented the term fat shaming? It's not a thing. Anybody who hops on here and says, look, well, Ceddy Nash, you're fat, I get it. But I'm in the gym going hard. I could care less. It doesn't affect me. And if we keep on doing these things, we're going to force our kids, which is in one of the hardest generations because of so many fucking influences that attack them. Magazines are still being built, but televisions are still going. Streaming services, social media, and goddamn, the friends that they have. So who's going to call out the latest lady? Women, you need to do your part, because if not, I fear one of the worst things that's going to happen to y'all. You're going to be silent, and so silent that when one of y'all decide to say, I've had enough of this shit, you're going to be attacked. Consider the sage Dave Chappelle, who they put out a whole entire PSA hit squad on him. They try to summon him. You can't summon him. Dave Chappelle, who sat up here and literally said what he said, which was about trying to help his people. And they decided to take the LGBTQIA plus community. I learned it to say it the right way because I have a certain level of respect for human beings. I don't want you all to harm yourselves. But goddamn, we got to put a goddamn stop to some of this shit. We don't need to sexualize our children. I'm the same man who called out rapper Lil Boosie for trying to say, hey, Lil Nas X, you shouldn't be doing this and doing that. But I said, you said nothing about women who do the same thing with women on stage. You never say anything about that. You only had a problem with it when it came to the men. Doesn't your daughter deserve the same amount of love as your son? See, I'm not just about protecting my boys. I got to protect my girls as well. So that when my kids, boy or girl, when they date, they understand how to value themselves. They had to value themselves, not just up here, but yes, down there, because it is true. It's just a realization and a reality. Now, we don't get explicit with that shit, but I tell them, save yourself. Because once you overuse it, it's going to be bad for you. You're going to develop soul ties. You're going to be connected to too many people. You're always going to be emotionally unstable. You're going to want and desire so much from certain people that once again, you'll never get it, and you will be manipulated for the wrong reasons. Manipulation and being manipulated is not a bad thing. It depends on the reason. If you can manipulate a person into figuring out, my goodness, I need to kick the can, I need to throw out the drugs, then so be it. When is the women, or when are, pardon me for the grammatical error, when are the women going to call out the latest lady? Because it seems to me y'all sponsoring this shit. See, y'all don't show up to the basketball games. Y'all don't show up to the college baseball games. You don't. Mostly lady sports, y'all don't come to it. It's filled with a bunch of dads and moms and parents. Y'all never preach to your daughters in high school, hey, the girls are playing basketball today. Why don't you go support them? The girls are playing volleyball today. Why don't you support them? The girls are running track and field today. Why don't you support them? Go support your fellow woman. They're not doing that. More women in the United States than men. Women, we ain't talking about kids. See, we need our women to call out the latest lady, because if you ultimately don't, what about you will be valued? We will argue opinions, not facts. I preach marriage over here. I'll be getting married. I'm not married yet. It's a process to it. You don't rush into it. But within a year, I will know if the woman that I'm dealing with is perfect for me or she ain't. And if she's not, I'm not going to waste her time nor my time anymore. We will split amicably, and that will be the end of that. But what woman or groups of women will call out the latest lady? Because it seems nobody is. Yeah, we get our religious groups, but those religious groups are tied directly to men. We need women led by women to tell these women, hey, do your shit, but keep my kids out of it. Certain things that are supposed to be for the bedroom are supposed to stay in the bedroom, because what is next is disgusting. I seen it happen in Chicago. A nude bike ride for the naked women and naked men. And I sat there thinking to myself, what would have happened if a little kid wanted to ride with those people? We all know kids want to be grown. We all know this. We wanted to do it ourselves. We couldn't wait to be grown. Man, I'm going to be driving in a big fancy car. I'm going to have a big mansion. I'm going to be doing this and doing that and all of these things and all that, and blah. It didn't happen. We got jobs. We got acclimated to society. We started to thrive in our own way. But if women don't call out the latest lady, we will not. We'll stand firm here and we'll tell them, get the fuck off my lawn. But we're not doing it. They will not be accepted at our houses. And you can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. I call it your lifestyle choice. This isn't to say that anybody who's a part of the LGBTQIA+ is not welcome to my house. I'm not saying that at all. Really ain't nobody invited to my house. I don't kick it anyways. You'd be hard-pressed to see me hanging out with people any damn ways. I don't do it. I don't go places unless I'm being paid anyways. So if you want to pay me, cool. But I have a family member who is trans. Welcome to my place. But not no fucking random strangers that I don't know. I don't give a damn. You can't Genuine me. Oh, y'all don't know Genuine, the singer, who was on some show, I don't even know what the hell it was, where he's sitting on a couch, and because of his own preference, saying, I couldn't date a trans woman. And the trans woman decided to come after Genuine. And was like, you telling me that you couldn't date me for this reason and that reason? He said, no, respectfully, no. And instead of accepting the answer, what they did was they forced themselves onto him. And when he decided to say no, oh, the whole entire trans community came after Ginuwine, even though this individual couldn't take the word no. They forced themselves physically on him, trying to kiss him. That is called assault. Let's play role reversal. If a trans man decided to do that to a woman, would you accept it? Hell no, you wouldn't. But because Ginuwine is a man, we don't have any defense system for him. It's not possible. So Ginuwine had to suffer for no less than probably about 48 hours until people pointed out the hypocrisy. How the hell can you forcibly kiss somebody? That shit is assault. Ginuwine should have sued. Or, yeah, forced an apology out of that person. Oh, to admit that they were wrong. You can be exactly who the hell you want to be. We won't fight you over here. Be that person. Live your life. Live your evils, your truth, your vice. I'm not calling those people evil, by the way, so don't try to flip my shit. I'm saying, hey, if that's how you living, a lifestyle that the majority feels is evil, and I'm not saying that those type of people are evil once again. I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, I wonder who's going to stop you, because we can't be for you. We need women led by women. And it doesn't have to be from a religious standpoint, because you will absolutely kick people out of there. Around here, you are welcome to be whatever religious thing you are. All we ask is that you become a leader and a person who believes in marriage. And if you don't believe in marriage, please leave. We are alpha men. We are leading our families. And even if you don't want to have kids, at least get a wife. We are losing our society. We are losing our country. It's time to fight back. And we can't fight without our women. And if we don't get women to go ahead and sign up, that's all right. But we don't want to hear your complaints about shit. Because when it was time for you to rise up to the challenge, you left. And you chose to side with these people. The latest lady. And you chose to go with the zombies. And the problem with the zombies is that they are mindless. You had to protect your children. We had to learn that going around and sleeping with a bunch of people and exposing yourself to everybody is not cool under any circumstance. That's the crux of this. If you disagree, then you disagree. I could care less. But I'm here to tell you, this is not for us. We are losing the battle at home because we lost the war outside. But I'm here to tell you people these days now, alpha men, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can't get in. So turn off the phones. Get phones that don't have certain sites on there, that doesn't allow certain access. Monitor what your kids watch. Block channels. Put them on certain things on YouTube. Make sure kid mode is activated. Yes, you must do that. Because you can't protect your children, then what type of man are you? Now, if they're already teenagers and shit, hey, it's going to be hard to do it. But for you new guys with the kids that are 2, 3, and 4 years old, don't get them addicted to certain shit on YouTube. Keep the kids mode on at all time. Monitor what they do and what they watch. And please stop letting electronics watch your kids for you. If you're going to have YouTube on, please make sure it is educational. It ain't never too early to teach your kids how to count and do math and learn how to read. Never. You should want that for your kids. You should want your kids to start school already ready so they can build that competency and get that confidence up. If they're competent enough and once they get their understanding, they will be confident. By definition, that is how it goes. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you notice the hair changes because I left. The old is going to be back in other videos, but hey, we might even get some new videos with the same setup. It's doubtful we're going to have the same setup, but we'll see what happens. Thank you, though. I appreciate you all.